Welcome to Checking with Rose and
Nakel.
Today we're gonna start with a quote that reflects the theme of this podcast. And this quote is inspired by Mother Teresa. I can do things you cannot.
You can do things I cannot.
But together we can do great things.
Welcome back.
Also known as
The one that's freshened up.
We also want to give Martha her flowers. Martha James, so she's a founder and CEO of African Mothers in Australia Youth Care, Mothers and Youth Care Network.
And
Special shout out.
This space is hers.
Thank you so much. So this is the meaning of community and collaboration.
Exactly.
When we work together in partnership, we can do great things as we mentioned.
Yeah.
Right?
Where we're meeting right now is an indigenous land, and I want us to get to the habit of actually acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land. So we're acknowledging the Wurundjeri, the Kulin Nations people of Greater City of Dandenong, who've obviously been here way past this city became what it is. And this podcast is happening on their land. So we'd like to acknowledge any Aboriginal person that will be watching this podcast, and we'd like to pay respects to the elders past and present.
This started 5 years ago in October 2021. Mind you, at the time it was post-COVID. And within our South Sudanese community, there was so many shared community concerns. Especially as someone with personal lived experiences of mental health challenges as well as substance. I knew that it was important, especially being in my first year of my Bachelor's of Community Mental Health, Drug and Alcohol, to share. The more I shared openly, the more other people connected. Specifically around mental health, I knew that this space was required, knowing that, mental health, AOD is all a taboo in our community, and sharing it through a lens of lived experience.
Collaboration happened because we both were doing the work separately. Like Rose took the initiative, and kudos to her, and I've said this to her as well. She took the camera and made it into a platform. Whereas I took the camera, and what did I do? I actually would talk on Snapchat, but with Snapchat within 24 hours you delete. But Rose actually went on Facebook and created a platform where she can actually share. We can now relate to each other. And through that relation came birthing of Checking with Rose and Nakel.
It's been so reflective. It's been such a safe space. We'll see each other, we'll connect, we'll have such meaningful, fulfilling conversations.
Yeah.
Even in a mutual setting, we'll just
think like age that is actually going to show that somebody is growing. I think in the last 5 years, Rose has been the sister, what I want to see in my sisters, what I want to see in my younger sisters. Rose showed me resilience. She showed me that despite everything that she's been through, I saw growth in her. I saw a woman who, come rain, come sunshine, like I'm not stopping. Like I'm going to get to where I need to get to. So this collaboration came authentically. That's the word. It happened naturally. I saw what Rose has, and one thing that we shared in common is we are so aligned in the sense that we wear our flaws on our sleeves.
Right.
We wear our flaws.
Right.
That's one thing that stood out with me and Rose. Like, Rose is someone that once we actually opened that conversation, she was like, yeah, I've been through A, B, C, D. And I could relate to that because I'm not scared to share my downfalls. I'm not scared to share what almost so-called broke me, but then now I look back and I was like, wow, that made me who I am.
Yeah.
So I think hence why now you guys understand why it's Rose and Nakel.
Like Pseudo House, I used to tune in because of her. And that was around the time when I was actually established to check in with Rose. So I would tune in with her because she created such a safe dialogue around conversations around mental health. And even I'll tap in, I'm like, no, I gotta watch Nakel because I love the way she facilitated. And interestingly, I haven't even mentioned this to you, but I was like, I need someone like Nakel on my, literally, seriously. I haven't shared this with you, but I'm like, I'm gonna say it on the podcast.
Here we go.
I'm gonna say it on the podcast because I'm like, I need someone like that because you know what? We complement each other's personalities. You know what I mean? We both have lived experiences that we're not ashamed to share and that we're open about and that we honor.
Yeah.
We honor both our joy, we honor both our pain.
Authenticity in this community, and I think we're learning through our friendships, through our relationships, navigating, when you stay true to who you are, irrespective of what journey you got, you can bypass it.
Yeah.
Because you're not lying to yourself. We might have lied ourselves here.
Yeah, I mean, there's been versions.
The universe said, get your shit together. We got our shit together. We want you guys, when you tune into this podcast, to see your sisters, to see your mothers. Rose is a mom, I'm a sister, I'm somebody who's also in the community, has been in the community for almost 20 plus years. As most of you guys might know, also Rose moved from Adelaide, so she has different perspectives of the way community works. I'm the older sister of 6 siblings. Rose is the older sister of one sibling. So there's 2 of them, and there's obviously 6 of us in my family. What do you think they should expect from us?
We have a dual perspective, right? So I want people to understand that this is why collaboration and shared voice is really important, because Nakel will have her own perspective and I will have my own perspective. But irrespective to our indifferences, some people can relate to Nakel. Some people can relate to me, right? So, and I think it gives more impact and reach. And we're not talking to you, we're not talking at you, we're talking collectively as a community, right? So this is what you can expect from us. So I guess, we're gonna talk about drug and alcohol. We're gonna talk about
mental health. We'll speak about sexual health. See, I'm telling you, there's things that we've not spoken about in our community. We're going to talk about family dynamics. I would actually suggest that you look at this as your living room conversations. The conversations you wish you would have had with your mom, with your dad, with your siblings. Right. Because, like they say, the home environment, which we're now, if you don't have a safe home environment, then what happens? You're going to seek that outside. So we're also going to reach out to you guys as the audience and ask you guys for questions. You know, is there anything that you would want for us to discuss?
It's going to provide a professional insight through a lens of lived experience, because at the end of the day, as Africans, and that's something I want to highlight, that this podcast is not just inclusive of our South Sudanese community. It is beyond. We are talking about the African diaspora, right? So it's open to all Africans and even other multicultural communities, other ethnic communities that also have experienced similar challenges, similar joy, similar pain.
We want you guys on this podcast. We want you guys to come and share insights on how we can help our communities. Same thing for professionals in basketball, in soccer, in every field. If there's something that me and Rose have shared or have known about our community, I'm very proud of us as a community. And I think, irrespective of what's happening in the wider community, I realize our strengths, because in the last 20 years, we're a community that is right now taking over in every field.
Yeah,
we've gone to the NBA. We've gone to we've got supermodels. We have basketball players. We have soccer players. Not only in just NBA, they're playing for Australia. They're representing Australia. What does that look like for them? You know, because at the end of the day, we are cross-culture kids.
100%.
And being cross-culture kids, how do you navigate that? How do you navigate identity? That you don't lose yourself but assimilate in this Australian society and also take it on. For example, when Rose got her award for multicultural honor roll, how she went into that space, and I would tell her, own it. You deserve to be in those spaces, because we get in spaces and somehow shrink. Why are we shrinking? We've gone to the same universities as every other ethnic person in Australia, like every other Australian citizen. So this podcast is a podcast to show you guys that we want to thrive, and in that thriving, we want to be unapologetic about it, but not unapologetic to the point you have an ego that you can't reach out to your community. It's how can we reach back out? How can we make sure our younger sisters that don't understand, our younger brothers that don't understand, how do we empower them?
I started on Facebook, right? This is where this initiative was birthed. So I see that even on TikTok, there's a lot of concerns, there's a lot of issues that we're talking about. But now that we've created a podcast, these are things that we can reflect on. This is recorded. We can go back and reflect on those conversations.
Yeah.
So we have a record that we can actually reflect back on those conversations, right? We have this thing in our community that, you know, they're gonna, you know, there's a distrust, you know, they're gonna share, this is sensitive, you know what I mean? And we've experienced it from our own mothers, from our own parents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something happens, you see them on the phone with their aunties.
Our 18-year-old self is gonna talk. Our 20-year-old self is gonna talk. Our 25 close
Our
to
5-year-old is gonna talk.
We're gonna go as deep as that. You know,
Yeah.
we have both backgrounds in understanding that the human brain, the psychology of brain, and most importantly, the privacy it takes, because we know we all grew up in survival. Some of us are still in survival. Some of us have nervous systems that you don't understand why you can't move. You don't understand why you're so conditioned to just stay in the struggle. Why struggling is safe for you. And those are the things that me and Rose are going to share with you and be like, yeah, that time you thought, man, I got this shit on lock.
Yeah.
I'm good. Next thing you go in the environment and you're pulled back, you're like, how?
Yeah.
Why? How did I get here?
Yeah.
We will share those things, you know. So, and we're going to talk to you guys, to our parents.
That's right.
32, 35. You best believe we've had those tough talks with our moms.
Yeah.
We've had those tough talks with our dads. And now we're able to sit in community spaces and are not scared to check our aunties.
Absolutely.
We're not scared to check our uncles.
Yeah.
But it was a journey.
Yeah.
And I'm saying our age because I want you guys to understand or to even try to comprehend. Do you think if we did this in our 20s, we'll be talking like this? No. You know? So lived experience is so important. And in that lived experience, you own who you are.
Checking with Rose and Nakel.